one thing that people don't understand, when they are insulin resistant, no amount of physical activity or fasting is going to help them to burn fat if their insulin is elevated. I know this because I went through this. I have a tumor that makes insulin and makes enough for 20 people. I would diet, I would exercise, and I would not lose weight. In fact, I would gain it. And I was losing muscle at the same time. The thing is, you cannot burn fat at all if insulin is elevated, okay? You can track fat burning. There is a way to track it, and you can track it every day. You can even track it every hour. You use a ketone meter to check your ketones. Ketones are made when you burn fat. If there's ketones in your blood, you are burning fat. If there's no ketones in your blood, you are not burning fat. And the main thing that stops the fat burn is insulin. You can fast for days. You can run a marathon. If your insulin is elevated, if even just a little bit elevated, you will not burn fat for energy. You will burn muscle, and that's it. You won't use glycogen stores. If you know enough about the body, there's glycogen stores, but even glycogen stores require that insulin be low for you to use it. So you will not touch glycogen stores and you will not touch fat. The only thing that your body can use to give you energy is to turn your very own muscle from your legs and your butt into sugar. When it does that, you're losing muscle. Your sugar can stay okay, but you are not burning fat, you're only burning muscle. So if you want to keep your muscle and you want to burn fat and you want to use your glycogen stores, you have to get your insulin levels down. This is a super important point that a lot of people miss. Dieting, exercise, all of that does nothing if your insulin is elevated. So start checking your ketones. Go get a fasting insulin level tested, and then also get a Keto Mojo that you can use at home to keep track of your blood ketones, not your urine ketones or your breath ketones. Those are wasted ketones. When you make ketones, so when you're burning fat, sometimes your body will burn more than you need, okay? And the extra ketones doesn't get turned back into fat. It gets wasted. It gets kicked out of the body. 80% of it goes out your breath and 20% goes out your urine. That's wasted ketones. If you only check wasted ketones, if you are using all of it because you're staying active, you're not going to see any ketones in your urine or your breath, and you're going to think, oh, I'm not making ketones. But that is not correct. That's why you want to check blood ketone levels, because you may be using up every single ketone that you make. So go to Amazon, buy a Keto Mojo, and start checking your ketone levels, preferably after a fasting session. So whenever you break your fast, overnight, when you're sleeping, the first meal that you have, before you have that first meal, check your ketones. See where you're at. You want to be at least 0.5 ketones or higher. If you're under that, your insulin is still too high. So go to Amazon and get a Keto Mojo and start checking your ketones so you can see where you're at. And if you're not making any ketones, you can make some tweaks to your diet and to your lifestyle until you start seeing a ketone production. And then you know you're where you need to be. So I hope that information helps. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. I'd be happy to help you.